It's Halloween. Time to go dark and focus on the formidable Ranger foes. I'm here to cover the many personal and unanimous favorites, who and which season heralds in my highest favor.
Your wish is my command, Empress.
Of course. I always enjoy a little target practice. Truly frightening, truly terrible, something that looks human.
Astronomer. If I tell any Rangers fan, 1998 is about a woman discovering her humanity for the first time, they'll question me if I'm even referring to Power Rangers. But it is a fact. She's the first main villain we fans empathize with. Into her adulthood, she begins to feel resentment, questioning the world she's been brought up in. Is she truly evil? Is she in the right? We all know the answer, but when Space brought the series to an astronomical level, they go against the failed trope of taking the franchise into space, only to turn it on its head and achieve a level of quality incomparable to its predecessors. Many fans to this day say Space is their favorite. We get to feel more for the villains. There's depth here. There's connection. Despite being the main villain introduced in the first episode, we're led to believe she'll be nothing more. But she's noticeably human. While Rita, Zed, King Mondo, his wife, were definitely otherworldly. Let's count this as foreshadowing to humanize a character, a villain, for the first time in Power Rangers. Astronomer, your retribution story is one of unrivaled magnitude. Pink Galaxy Ranger. Dai Shi. Going in blind to Jungle Fury, I had no high hopes, didn't know what to comprehend. But the start is strong, especially seeing the rambunctious character of Jared corrupted by Dai Shi. But like Astronomer, through Jared's obvious human side, this is what challenges the view of Camille. Dai Shi is a character we barely see in full costume, the lion-based garb frequently recurring, but primarily absent from the episodes. It gives the actor all the more reason to give it his all. He's not lending his voice to a suit actor. He's right there on set, being the main foe of the Jungle Fury Rangers. Truly an egotistical and delusional individual, but someone they care about. This all leads up into the end, when Casey is alone in his faith that Jared can be saved. And once Jared does begin breaking away, this is the moment Camille, too, starts to venture away from the side of evil. It's a powerful moment, but this gave me all the appreciation. His redemption arc essentially went from the first episode into the final battle, comparable to Astronomer, lasting nearly the whole season. Jungle Fury may be the most underrated Power Ranger series. Few fans talk about it, and that is a shame. It is an absolute favorite. I adore this season to the same extent as Space, the first series with incredible depth. And Jungle Fury would not be what it is without the implementation of Dai Shi on both sides of good and evil. Psycho Rangers. Yeah, man. 2 great villains in one astronomical season. I'm quite amazed. In my video of superior Ranger design, link is below, that I didn't choose a single suit from the 90s. Count this as the answer. My favorite 90s suit design are the Psycho Rangers. Palette swap? Yes. That doesn't take away from how great they look. It's appropriate they have a Chiroptera design, but even the Super Sentai description describes them as homicidal. So essentially, they're the hitmen for the Rangers, and the force to be reckoned with. Before 1998, fans had never seen a team like this. We had the Dark Rangers and Mighty Morphin, but those were lonely teenagers, grief-stricken by not having any friends. as Jason realized once they were freed from Zed. Psycho Rangers are no joke. You could easily watch Space with no audio and get the full effect of the Psycho Rangers just for their on-screen presence. When they first reveal themselves to the Space Rangers, they come out of the fog. An eerie, ominous darkness surrounds them. They come forward, do a simple roll call, but you feel the fear, the intimidation. The Rangers have met their match. I'd love to see the Psycho Rangers return in the future, but as Hasbro wants to fully reboot as they're concluding with Cosmic Fury, we expect 2025 to be a whole new rendition, and that will not change the magnitude the Psycho Rangers began and solidify within the franchise. Thank you, Toei, for developing these villains. They reign strong in the memory of us fans. When I look into the original Saban era, I consider who is the scariest villain. Psycho Rangers might be my answer, but when regarding the major villains, I think of Scorpius, an animatronic of various design with multiple insect species inspiring his makeup, but he doesn't hit me with major anxiety every time he's on screen. That honor goes to Lord Mesogog. This villain, when he made his debut, I was motionless in my seat. For a moment, I forgot I was watching a Power Rangers season. The voice, the delivery, his design. Good. Oh man. The mouth moves with the actor's jaw. His actual eyes are visible through the mask. This year, I met Kevin Duani and Jeffrey Perazzo. During the panel, we were asked to present our questions. And I asked Perazzo, did Lethem Gaines ever intimidate you in full cosplay? He said no, but he was intimidated by Lethem Gaines at his skill in the role. Incredible actor. Not just anyone can don Lord Mesogog and put on this performance. You are officially, in the 30-year span, the scariest villain in Power Rangers. And it would not be possible without you being cast. Thank you. I've seen acting skills throughout multiple mediums, every demographic. The fact that you are this intimidating for a show aimed at kids under 10 years old gives another reason for Dino Thunder to reign among the best. Number 1 entry within the season of Halloween, embracing the time of year I always look forward to an extent, more than Christmas. Focusing on a favorite TV show and all of the adversaries throughout a 30-year run. How can I boil one down? How can I select one villain from an ever-growing roster? For a long time, I didn't have one, but only upon Power Rangers landing on Netflix did I rediscover a villain I had overlooked. I had to choose one that stands so apart from every other foe, from every threat, from every danger Rangers have experienced. Who is this villain? To put it in perspective, when I present the image, people assume it's a Batman villain. I have chosen based strictly on elite status. Before or since, there's been none like him. I believe the best mediums are the ones that take you out of their format, like the flair of Zootopia being the best in its genre, a dehumanized anthropomorphic tale. It's Halloween, so I'll bring up As Above, So Below, my favorite in the found footage genre. It feels too real and truly transcends the feeling of a movie. It's super hard, but this is the Power Rangers villain that stands apart. If he escaped his franchise, he'd be a force to be reckoned with anywhere else. His intelligence, his design. Let's go back. Power Rangers Wild Force. Truly difficult to live up to Time Force, a legendary Power Rangers season. Practically flawless, making so few mistakes. How could Wild Force follow up? Rhetorical question. It couldn't, that's the answer. But it debuts. It's a solid season. Having a good time. Master Org is vengeful. This time around, the comedic duo is relegated to Toxica and Gendrix, who I didn't know was a guy for a long time, but they're fun. I appreciate their roles. They even have a redemption story of their own later in the season. Even if it ends up average by its conclusion later in the year, that doesn't bother me. I'm still satisfied. Episode 10 is when things take a turn. It even begins with Cole telling Max of a horror story involving a wolf. Plays off as a joke, gets freaked out by it. Master Org awakens a Duke Org by the name of Nazor. And by the end of the episode, Nazor has intimidated the Rangers to confront him in a cemetery. They arrive too late, and Nazor has already fallen through with his plan, standing over a coffin. As the Rangers realize they failed to prevent his actions, all hell breaks loose. The coffin opens amongst a lot of smog. We don't see this figure in detail. Nazor welcomes him from awakening, and then he strikes. As a silhouette against the moon, goes after the Rangers. One by one, he takes them down, causing each one to demorph. And when the Rangers can barely comprehend what they just experienced, they finally meet their new adversary. Power Rangers fans, my number one villain, Zen Aku. Design, abilities, personality, incomparable. This villain casts an eternal shadow over every villain of the season, but I will go as far to say he eclipses every Ranger villain in my own favor. Even fans who disagree can't deny there is no foe designed like him, with an intense backstory and equally as powerful as the Rangers, to the point they realize they've met their match. But as Zanaku's story is unraveled, the Rangers begin to feel empathy, realizing he is more than just their newest monster of the week. The thing about Zanaku is that he never breaks character. He's never in on a comedic moment. He's like the ever-looming villain, ready to strike, never letting his guard down. He continues his revenge against the Rangers, a revenge they don't understand. What villain has his own dark array of Zords, and the ability to corrupt the Rangers' Zords for his own control? And that's why he's so perfectly executed. We know nothing about him upon intro. Toei and Saban present him as an unrelenting force. There is every amount of mystery upon his reveal. Only later do we start to learn about his backstory and his origin. In a way, the arc is minimal from his reveal to his sanctification. But that doesn't change the level of quality here. If it were not for this villain, Wild Force would be an average Power Ranger season. It's not elite, it's not the best by any means, but it has Zanaku. He is the shining shadow of this season. In one perspective, Zanaku is perfection from beginning to end. An overly powerful villain executed superfluously. Nothing before or since hits with a strike like the Crimson Blade of this Wolf Org. When I was chatting with Jessica Ray, the actress of Alyssa, the White Wild Force Ranger, she said she was disappointed there was no crossover season with Ninja Storm. And I said, but you have Zanaku. Like the entirety of the Time Force season, I feel everything worked out for this villain. I wish I knew every answer, but it's something I haven't fully comprehended. But that adds to the mystery of Zanaku. We know he's the result of Merrick donning an evil wolf mask and thus suffered the side effect of the wolf curse. Well done. Perhaps I would understand more if I knew the extent of Duke Org Rauki. There may lie the answer, but on this night of the Halloween season, I'm grateful we have an incredible villain to end the original Saban era. As I put in my own noun and adjective, Zanaku, you are the unrivaled magnitude. Thank you to all the designers behind your appearance. Thank you, Dan Warren and Lex Lang, for your vocal contribution behind this wolf's muzzle. Happy Halloween to the Rangers fandom. I am Rokalai. You have joined this journey of Rated Exploited. This marks my 4th Power Rangers video. I will link the previous 3 below. Everything from superior suit design to the best Ranger team origin stories. Be safe on the city streets when gathering up the candy. I'll be here next week with the newest video. Happy Halloween. May the power protect you.